It seems like everywhere that I'm turning on the internet, I'm seeing ads for these modern mailboxes with the numbers that light up. Now they look super awesome, but they're over $1,000 a piece. So I decided to build one. In today's video, I'll be teaching you how to build this trending modern mailbox with numbers that light up. And the best part, we're going to do it using 2x4s, fence pickets, and 1x material. Are you ready to learn how to build this? Well, let's dive into it. So to start this project out, we need to figure out what materials that we want to use. So of course, you're going to be needing a mailbox. Then for the frame of this, I'll be using 2x4 material. And since I'm going to be painting the front and back of this, I'm going to use 1x6 material. And then for my sides, since I want a cedar look, I'll be using cedar fence pickets. Now since a cedar picket is 5.5 inches wide, essentially you could use that for the front and back as well. Or if you'd rather use 1x6 boards for the entire build, do that. But again, since I'm going to paint my front and backs, I'm going to start off by cutting those parts so I can go ahead and get those painted so it can be drying. So I'm going to be cutting 2 boards using my 1x6 material. One for the front that is 45 inches long, and one for the back that is 53 inches long. Once I get those cut to length, I'll head over to the table saw and get these ripped down to width. And as always, I'll be teaching you step by step on how to build this project. But if you're a plans in the hand type of person, I've got you covered. I built my entire plan library around something that I call Lego plans. That means exploded views, x-ray views, and clear diagrams for every single step. With over 11,000 5-star reviews, these plans have helped thousands of people of every skill level build successfully. So if you're interested in the easiest plans on the internet to build from, head over to my website. I'll make sure to throw a link in the description. For our front and back boards, both of these will be 4.5 inches wide. Okay, so now that we have the front and backs cut and ripped down, let's go ahead and cut one more piece that's going to need to be painted. And that's going to be a top cap that's going to match the front and back. And then for our top board, we'll use the same 4.5 inch material that we did for the front and back. Next, I'll cut a 45-degree angle on the end. And then I'm going to cut this to length at 3 3/4 of an inch. Let's go ahead and get these painted up or stained, whatever that you would like. And then we'll move on to cutting the rest of our parts. And since I'm going for more of the modern look, I decided to paint my front and back black. I think this will look really good with a mailbox. Okay, so now that we have the front and back and the cap all drying, let's go ahead and get our parts cut for this frame. For the inside frame boards, we'll be using 2x4 material. We'll be needing one board that is 43.5 inches long, 2 boards that are 53.25 inches long, and 1 board that is 15 inches long. And even though these parts won't be seen, let's go ahead and pre-drill these holes just to keep the material from splitting. Let's go and get these screwed together. I'm going to start off by adding a couple of screws to one end of my 15-inch board, and then attaching it to the top of the 43.5-inch board. And now let's attach the other end of our 15-inch board to one of our 53.25-inch boards. I'll make sure that my 2 ends are square, and attach my longer board using 3.5-inch screws. Since we'll be putting these a good distance away from the end, we won't have to pre-drill these. Then we'll simply attach our second long board to the outside edge of our first. Alright, so that's all that there is to this frame. So you may be wondering why we don't have a connecting board at the bottom. Well, that's because this is made to slide over a 4x4 post, or 3.5 by 3.5. So now that our frame's all made up, let's go ahead and add our cross slats. Like I mentioned earlier, for the cross slats, I'm going to be using fence picket material. Now again, you can use any material that you'd like, but since I'm going with the cedar look, they'll work perfect. So I'm going to start off by ripping all of my pickets down to 5 inches wide. And now with my pickets ripped down, I'm going to need 18 boards that are 18 inches long. And don't toss any of the scrap ends just yet. We'll be needing those. Now keep in mind that most cedar fence pickets are right around 1/2 inch thick. If you've decided to use a little thicker material, then you'll need to account for that extra thickness whenever you're ripping your front and back boards. Let's say that you use 3/4 inch material. Instead of ripping your front and back to 4.5 inches wide, you would need to rip those right at 5 inches wide. And now let's attach our slats to our frame. I'm going to start off by putting some wood glue down, and then I'll start at the top of my 15-inch board and work my way down. Now I'm butting all of my joints together, but if you'd like a more spaced or gapped look, I think that it would look great. I'll leave that part up to you. And to fasten these down, I'm going to start off just by putting a brad nail on each end. That'll lock these boards into place while I get them all lined out. And then whenever you get to the bottom, let's flip this over and install the ones on the back. Once we have those in place, we'll pre-drill and counterbore each one of the boards. I'll come back in a bit and fill these with dowels. And for my screw placement, 1 inch from the edge and 3/4 of an inch from the ends. So basically 4 screws per board. Alright, so before we go into the next step, which is going to be to finish this up, I just wanted to see how everything flows while we can still make some changes. So based on all of the dimensions that I've given you so far, this is what it would look like. But personally, I want this mailbox on mine to sit back a little bit. So I'm going to cut this inside 2x4 down a bit. And if you prefer that look, simply cut this inside board to 45 inches from the beginning. Since I never actually create plans for anything until I get done with it, I have to do this type of modification quite a bit. And in the end, it's no big deal. And while we're working on the top of this thing, let's go and finish up our slats. Remember earlier how I said to hold onto those scrap pieces? Well, this is where we'll need them. On each side, we'll need to add a 5 inch by 1.5 board and a 3 1/4 by 1.5. And now let's go ahead and fill all of our screw holes. Now, I'm just using some pre-cut plugs, but you can use dowel rods or wooden buttons. Another thing that would probably look pretty cool with this build is using a different species of wood or staining the plugs a different color. I'm just doing mine natural, but I think that a little contrast would look pretty awesome. So once I have my plugs in, I'll let that glue dry for a bit. Then I'll trim off any excess. Then we'll just hit everything with a sander to clean up these dowels and make sure everything is good and smooth. Alright, so this thing is looking great, and I think that whenever we put the trim on, it's really going to set it off. I'm going to have to make one little change to my trim since I changed the thickness of my top here. Originally I'd said this needs to be 3 3/4, and it does if you're going to be keeping the top 2 board lengths wide. But since I'm not, I need to cut this down to 2 1/4. Alright, so now that I have this cut down, let's go and start putting the trim on. For the trim pieces, it's pretty straightforward. I'll need to put a 45-degree angle on the backboard, and other than that, it's just attaching it to our frame. And for that, I'll be using wood glue and some brad nails, and then I'll follow up with some screws. And I'll be counterboring this screw placement as well, and then capping these off with painted dowels. That should make it look super clean. And these are just little plugs that I've painted the ends black. And for this backboard, I'll just put the end that I put a 45-degree angle on at the very top. Alright, so I'm just going to finish up putting these plugs in. Then I'll come back and just do a little bit of touch up where some of the black is kind of chipped off. Then we can go ahead and get our mailbox installed. Okay, so all the plugs are in. Like I mentioned, I'm just going to do a little touch-up painting here where there's some little chips. And then I'm going to coat the entire thing with some outdoor urethane. And that part's completely up to you. But with this cedar, I really think that it's going to help to bring out these colors. Alright, so now that everything's dry, you can see how this thing looks. I think that it looks pretty awesome. And before we put our mailbox on, I'm going to go ahead and install the numbers. I picked these things off of Amazon and they're pretty neat. On the front of each number is a little solar panel that charges the batteries inside. And then at night, each number is backlit. Now you can install these in 100 different orientations. I just thought that in a straight row going down the left side would look pretty clean. And since these numbers are made to just hang on screws, I'm using some painter's tape to help me line everything out. All right, so check it out. See if I can block this. You see a little bit of light there. I think this thing's gonna be awesome. The only thing we need now is a mailbox. And really you can use any style of mailbox that you'd like. I chose this one because I liked its shape and I thought that it would look great with this modern stand. Regardless of which style of mailbox that you choose, most will be installed the same way. And this one's made with screw holes going through the bottom. So it's as simple as just screwing this thing down. Now that is awesome. You ready to see what it looks like without lights? And check it out. Now the only thing left to do is obviously to put a post in the ground if you don't have one. If you have an existing mailbox that you'd like to replace, just take the post cover or just the mailbox off the post, slide this baby right over and fasten it down with some screws. That's it. So today's video is another example of how you can pretty much build anything that you see. Again, this mailbox would have cost me over $1,000 if I had ordered one, but instead I built it for the cost of common building material. So if you like this style of mailbox for yourself or even custom orders, well, you know what time it is. Time to get up, get out, get your build on. Till next time, we'll see you. Imagine taking a pile of wood and turning it into something amazing. Now, imagine doing that without years of frustration. You do not need a fancy workshop, expensive tools, or years of experience. With Woodworking Kickstart, you'll build confidence and real skills in no time. So you can spend years making mistakes and learning the hard way like I did, or you can start building with confidence today. So join me in Woodworking Kickstart and let's get your journey started.